There is a sentence, 7 words long. Medicare is praying you never say it out loud. I am not talking about some clever trick. I am not talking about some backdoor deal. I am talking about a real sentence, a normal sentence, the kind of sentence you would say at a diner counter on a Tuesday morning. And that sentence, those 7 words, can stop Medicare from taking $2,400 out of your check. Sometimes $5,800, sometimes a lot more. The money is yours. You paid into the system your whole life. You earned it. But the agency in charge counts on one thing. They count on your silence. They count on you not knowing the words. They count on you not picking up the phone. They count on you nodding, signing, and walking away. That silence is worth billions of dollars a year to them. And the worst part is this. They already know you qualify. They have your birth date. They have your income. They know exactly what you should be getting. But nobody at that office is going to tell you. Nobody at the counter is going to lean over and whisper the words you should say. So I am going to whisper them right now. And I am going to tell you exactly what to do with them. Before I give you the words, I need you to do something for me. Hit the like button below this video. I know that sounds small. It sounds like nothing, but it is not nothing. The platforms, the algorithm, the system that decides what seniors see on the internet, that system is designed to bury videos like this one. The system does not want you to hear the 7 words. So every time you hit, like you send a signal, you tell the system that this matters. You tell the system that seniors are not staying quiet this year. You tell the system that we are done being quiet. And honestly, that is what this whole fight is about. It is not just about the money. It is about the quiet. It is about the years we sat in waiting rooms and nodded our heads and walked out poorer. That ends now. The like button is your flag in the ground. Hit it for the neighbor who never got the chance. Hit it for the friend who passed away before she ever heard these words. Hit it for yourself, and then stay with me. Because what comes next is going to upset you. And what comes after that is going to save you a stack of money. I want to tell you about a woman named Mary. Mary lived 2 doors down from me for 19 years. She was the kind of woman who brought you soup when you were sick. She checked on your mom when you went on vacation. She was the kindest person on the block. When Mary turned 65, she started getting notices in the mail about something called Medicare. The notices were long. The words were big. The letters had so many pages they almost did not fit in the envelope. Mary read them the best she could. She called the number on the back of the letter twice. Both times she waited on hold for 40 minutes. The first person she spoke to was polite but did not help her. The second person told her she owed a higher premium for her Medicare. Mary asked why. The person on the phone said it was based on her income from 2 years ago. Mary said she was retired now. The person said that did not matter. Mary paid the higher price every single month. She paid it for 4 years. 4 years of higher premiums. After she passed away last winter, her daughter went through the papers. The daughter found a form that Mary never filed. A form that would have lowered her premium to almost zero. A form that the system should have told her about. The form sat in the same mailbox as every other piece of junk mail. Mary never opened it. The law never required her to pay that extra money, but the agency kept the check anyway. They took it out of her Social Security every month like clockwork. They never once called to say, hey, you might be exempt. They never once said, hey, did you know about this? They just took it, and now that money is gone. It is in the system. It is not coming back to Mary. But it does not have to disappear for you. That is why I am making this video. So that what happened to Mary does not happen to one more person watching this right now. The 7 words are coming. I want you to write them down. Write them on a piece of paper. Write them on the back of an envelope. Write them on a napkin if that is all you have. The 7 words are these. I am over 65. What am I exempt from? Say them out loud right now. I am over 65. What am I exempt from? Good. Now you have them. Those 7 words are your key. They open doors you did not know were locked. They cost you nothing to say. And they are the magic key that the people behind the counter do not want you to use. Because when you say those words, they have to answer. They have to look. They have to check the boxes. They have to tell you what you might be missing. And once they tell you, the bills start going down. The premium drops. The penalty goes away. The refund check shows up in the mail. All because you said 7 words out loud. Now let me walk you through it. I am going to break it down into 3 simple steps. No big words. No legal talk. Just what to do in the order you should do it. Step 1 is what to ask for. Step 2 is where to go to ask. Step 3 is what to say when you get there. That is it. 3 steps. Anyone can do this. My mom could do this. Your uncle could do this. Even Mary, if she had only seen this video, could have done this. Let us start with step 1. Step 1 is the what. This is the name of the thing you are asking for. It is called an exemption review. An exemption means you do not have to pay. A review means someone has to look at your case. So when you put the 2 words together, exemption review, you are saying, I want someone to look at my case and tell me what I am allowed to skip paying. That is a powerful sentence, because once the review starts, the agency has to look at every program you might qualify for, not just one, all of them. They have to look at Medicare savings programs. They have to look at Part D subsidies for prescriptions. They have to look at IRMAA reductions if your income dropped after you retired. They have to look at state property tax breaks for seniors. They have to look at your local county exemptions too. All of those programs get reviewed at the same time. You are not asking for one thing, you're asking for everything. And most people never ask for anything. So just by asking, you are already ahead of 99% of seniors in this country. That alone is worth a like. So remember step 1, exemption review. That is the what. Step 2 is the how. This is where you go to make it happen. You have 2 choices. You can do this from your couch, or you can do it from a phone. Let us start with the phone, because it is the fastest. The number you want to dial is 1-800-633-4227. That is 1-800-MEDICARE, 1-800-633-4227. When the robot answers, do not press 0. Do not press anything yet. Listen to the menu. You are looking for the option that says something about bills, premiums, or extra help. Press that option. If the robot puts you on hold, stay on hold. I know it is annoying. I know the music is bad, but hold time means a real human is coming. Real humans can help you. Robots cannot. If the line disconnects, dial again. If you call during lunchtime around 1 in the afternoon, the wait is shorter. Mornings are the worst, so aim for after lunch if you can. Now, the second way to do this is online. Open your internet browser. In the search bar, type the words Medicare Exemption Review. That is it. Click on the official link, the one that ends in .gov. Those .gov sites are the real ones. Stay away from .com sites that look too shiny. They are trying to sell you something. You do not want to buy anything. You want to file a review. The .gov site will have a button that says something like Apply or Check Eligibility. Click it. Fill in your name, your birth date, and your zip code. The form does the rest. Print the confirmation page when you are done. Put it in a folder. Keep it. That paper is your proof later if anyone tries to say you never asked. You did ask. You have the paper. Step 3 is the script. This is the 7 words again, but now I want you to know when to say them and how to say them. Remember, the 7 words are, I am over 65, what am I exempt from? When the human picks up the phone, or when you sit down with someone at a local help center, you wait until they greet you. Then you take a breath. Then you say the 7 words, slow, clear, one time, I am over 65, what am I exempt from? Then you stop talking. You do not explain. You do not apologize. You just wait. 9 times out of 10, the person on the other end goes quiet for a second. They are looking up your file. They are seeing what they can offer you. Some of them know exactly what to say next. Some of them do not. If the person says they do not know, you say, please transfer me to someone who can do an exemption review. That is it. That is the whole script. 2 sentences. You can do this with a shaky voice. You can do this with a bad memory. You can do this even if you have never filled out a form in your life. The 7 words do the heavy lifting. Your job is just to say them. Now I want to talk about the part of this that nobody ever talks about on TV, the part that makes this video different, the part that keeps you watching until the very end. I am talking about the retroactive refund. This is where the real money is. This is where the system owes you back pay, and you did not even know it. If you have been paying a higher Medicare premium over the last 2 or 3 years, and your income dropped when you retired, the law says the agency has to refund that money. They do not tell you about it. They do not send you a letter. They do not put a stamp on your envelope announcing the good news. You have to ask for it, and you ask for it using the same 7 words. Here is how it works in real life. Let us say you retired 2 years ago. Before retirement, you had a big salary. So 2 years ago, your income was high. Medicare looks back 2 years to set your premium. So even though you are retired now, Medicare is charging you based on the old high income. That is the IRMAA trap, the income-related monthly adjustment amount, the fancy name for a penalty that follows your old paycheck around like a shadow. But the law also says if your income dropped because of a life-changing event, like retirement, like a death in the family, like a divorce, like a layoff, then you can ask them to recalculate. You can ask them to use your new income, the lower one. And when they do, they have to refund every single dollar they overcharged you. I want you to think about that for a second. Every dollar. Going back 2 years, sometimes 3. If your premium was $400 a month higher than it should have been, and it should have been near zero, that is thousands of dollars. For some people it is $5,000. For some people it is $12,000. I have even seen cases where it was more. And that money is sitting in a government account right now waiting for you to come get it. You do not have to sue anyone. You do not have to hire a lawyer. You just have to file the form. The form has a funny name. It is called Form SSA 44. That is SSA 44. Print it, fill it out, mail it in, or call the 1-800-MEDICARE number and ask for it. They will walk you through it. Most people do not know this form exists. The agency is not advertising it. They are not putting up billboards. They are hoping you never hear the name of it. So now you know. Form SSA 44. Write it next to the 7 words on that napkin. You now have 2 tools to fight back. The 7 words to open the door, the form to get your money back. A lot of people ask me, will this actually work for me? Let me give you a few real-life examples so you can find yourself in one of them. Say you are Joe. Joe is 68 years old. Joe worked for a railroad for 41 years. Joe retired when he turned 66. Joe's income dropped by more than half when he retired. Joe paid the higher IRMAA surcharge for 2 years because nobody told him to file Form SSA 44. Joe saw this video on a Wednesday afternoon. Joe called the number on Thursday. Joe filed the form on Friday. 6 weeks later, Joe got a check in the mail for $6,300. Joe almost fell over. Joe called his daughter crying, not sad crying, happy crying. That is one example. Here is another one. Say you are Linda. Linda is 72. Linda owns her home. Linda paid her property tax bill every year on time. Linda never knew that her county has a senior freeze exemption that would have stopped her bill from going up. Linda paid an extra $400 a year for 9 years. That is $3,600 she did not need to pay. The county kept the check every single year. The form was sitting in the same building where Linda paid her bill. They never mentioned it. Once Linda asked the 7 words, the clerk looked up her file and said, "Oh, you should have been on the freeze for years. We can fix that going forward." Linda asked about the refund. The clerk said refunds depend on the state. In some states, you get it all back. In some states, you only get the last 3 years. Linda got the last 3 years back. That was $1,200. Free money. Money that was already hers. All she had to do was say 7 words and ask. I want to pause here and tell you something important. I know this sounds too good. I know a part of your brain is saying, if this were real, somebody would have told me already. If this worked, my banker would know about it. If this were true, my doctor would have mentioned it. That is exactly what the system is counting on. The system is counting on you to think that way. The system is counting on you to stay polite, to stay quiet, to nod along, to think that big government programs are too complicated to fight, to think that the people in the office downtown will volunteer the information without you asking. They will not. They have a stack of files on their desk. They have a timer on their call. They are not paid to dig for extra savings for you. They are paid to process the form in front of them. So if you do not ask, nothing happens. The money stays theirs. The exemption stays unfilled. The refund stays unclaimed. The system wins again. And the worst part about the system winning is that nobody even notices. There is no headline. There is no news story. There is just a quiet transfer from your bank account into the government's pocket. Year after year, decade after decade. And the people who could have stopped it never said the 7 words out loud. That is the saddest part of this whole thing. The fix was always there. The 7 words were always there. The form was always there. The dollar amount was always there. It was just waiting for someone to speak up, waiting for someone brave enough to ask the question the system did not want to be asked. Let me tell you about another person. Let me tell you about a man named Carl. Carl was a vet. Carl served 20 years in the Marines. Carl came home and worked as a mechanic for 30 more years. Carl never missed a day of work. Carl thought the system would take care of him when he got older. Carl applied for his Medicare at 65. Carl paid his premiums every month. Carl never once called to ask for a review. Carl's wife, before she passed, tried once to call about a prescription cost. The hold time was too long. She gave up. Carl kept paying. Carl passed away at 79. Carl's son went to clean out the house. Carl's son found a stack of papers in a shoebox. 3 years of refund notices. Notices that said Carl qualified for help. Notices that went to an old address. Notices that Carl never read because nobody told him they were important. Carl's son called the agency to ask what they were. The person on the phone read the letters out loud. They said Carl had been eligible for the Medicare Savings Program the whole time. He had been eligible for the Part D subsidy. He had been eligible for the IRMAA reduction. If Carl had filled out one form one time, he would have gotten back over $11,000. $11,000. Money to fix the roof, money for groceries, money for a trip to see his grandkids, gone. Carl is gone now too, but his son is not. His son is telling the story so you do not have to live it. So you do not have to be another shoebox in another closet with another stack of unread letters. So you do not have to be another number the system quietly added to the ledger and subtracted from your life. I want to be very clear about something. This is not legal advice. This is not financial advice. This is educational. I am telling you what the law says. I am telling you what the forms are called. I am telling you what phone number to dial. But I am not your lawyer. I am not your accountant. You still need to do your own homework for your own state. Some states have more exemptions than others. Some states have fewer. Some states refund 3 years. Some refund 5. Some states do not refund at all going backward. You need to find out about your state. That is why step 2 had the website search. That is why I told you to type Medicare exemption review into the box. That is why I told you to look for the .gov website. Because the .gov website knows your state, it knows your county, it knows your zip code, it knows what programs are open right now. And right now, in this year, right now, in this economy, more programs are open than at any time in the last decade. More money is being set aside for seniors. More refunds are being processed. The state houses know that older voters are tired of being squeezed. They are passing more breaks. They are expanding what counts as exempt. They are raising the income limits, but they are not telling anyone. They are slipping it into the back pages of long budget bills. They are hoping nobody reads the small print. That is why I made this video today, so you read the small print, so you know the names, so you know the 7 words. Let me give you one more piece of the puzzle before I close this out. Let me talk about timing. Timing matters a lot in this game. Some of these programs have a deadline. If you miss the deadline, the refund disappears, the exemption disappears, the chance is gone for that year. Most Medicare savings programs renew on January 1st. Most IRMAA appeals have to be filed within 60 days of the notice. Most property tax freezes have to be applied for before March 1st of the tax year. If you wait until April, you lose that year. If you wait until next January, you lose another year. Every month you wait, money is leaving your pocket. Real money. Money that could be in your savings account paying your bills. Money that could be in your grandkids' college fund. Money that could be the difference between staying in your home and moving into a smaller place. The clock is running right now. The clock runs every month. The premium comes out of your Social Security check on a schedule. The property tax comes due on a schedule. The system does not pause. The system does not wait for you to find out. The system takes, and the system will keep taking until you say the 7 words, until you file the form, until you pick up the phone. So do it today. Do it this week. Do not let this video be one you watch and then forget about by dinner time. Write the 7 words on the fridge. Write the phone number on the fridge. Write the form number on the fridge. Tape this whole thing to the fridge if you have to. Make it impossible to walk past without seeing it. Make it impossible to forget. Because forgetting is what the system wants. Forgetting is what costs you the money. Now I want to do something different. I want to role play with you. I want to walk through what the call actually sounds like so you are not scared when your turn comes. Here we go. The phone rings. A robot answers. The robot says, "Thank you for calling Medicare. Please listen carefully as our menu has changed." The robot lists 4 options. You press 3 for billing questions. Hold music starts. You wait 3 minutes. A real person picks up. They say, "Hello, this is Brenda. How can I help you?" You take a breath. You do not apologize for calling. You do not say, "Sorry to bother you." You say, "I am over 65. What am I exempt from?" Brenda pauses. She says, "Let me look up your file. Can I have your full name and date of birth?" You give it to her. She types quietly for a minute. Then she says, "Okay, I see you are paying the standard premium, but based on your zip code, you may also qualify for the state savings program. Would you like me to transfer you to that line?" You say yes. She transfers you. You wait another few minutes. Another person picks up. They start the same process. Now you know the dance. You say the 7 words again if you forget what to say. They look at your file. They tell you what you qualify for. They mail you the forms. You fill them out. You mail them back. 6 weeks later, a check arrives. That check is real. That check is yours. That check is from the same system that took the money from you in the first place. The circle is complete, all because you said 7 words and did not hang up. I want to close this video with the most important thing I have to say today, the 7 words one more time. So they burn into your brain, so they come out of your mouth automatically the next time you are on hold with Medicare. The 7 words are these. I am over 65, what am I exempt from? Say them with me. I am over 65, what am I exempt from? Good. You now have the same weapon that the insiders have. You now have the same question the agency does not want to hear. You now have the key to thousands, maybe tens of thousands of dollars in savings and refunds. And the beautiful thing is this. You cannot be punished for saying them. You cannot be denied for saying them. You cannot be put on a list for saying them. The 7 words are protected speech. They are protected questions. The agency has to respond. The law says so. The Constitution says so. The State House said so. So say them. Say them with confidence. Say them even if your voice shakes. Say them even if you have been quiet your whole life. Today is the day you stop being quiet. Today is the day you take back what belongs to you. Today is the day you say the 7 words, and you do not stop until they hand you back every dollar they owe. I love you all. I mean it. I love the seniors watching this. I love the people who spent their whole lives working and are now getting squeezed by a system that should be protecting them. I love the cousins who are watching this because their mom cannot figure out the internet. I love the grandkids who are watching this because their grandpa is too proud to ask. This video is for all of you, so like it, Share it. Send it to one person today. Just one. The Mary in your life, the Carl in your life, the neighbor 2 doors down. Send them this video and tell them to write down the 7 words. Tell them I said they deserve their money back. Tell them the system is counting on their silence, and we are not going to give it to them. Tell them the 7 words. Tell them one more time. I am over 65. What am I exempt from? That is it. That is the whole game. 7 words, a phone call, a form, a refund check, a life with a little less stress. Go get yours.